Warm greetings from TNV Academy. Today in this session we are going to discuss about how to write an effective QMS internal audit report. We will be discussing the concept in detail with what should be included in the internal audit report. So let's begin our discussion. In ISO 9001, the process for internal audits is one of the most important ways for you to ensure that your quality management system QMS is functioning properly and efficiently. But what is the role of the audit report in this process? Many people who are not well versed in audits or the overall quality management system may not fully understand how important an audit report can be. An audit report is the official record of an audit, the only official record. All of the notes taken by the auditors, all of the comments made by employees during the audit, all of the information taken by the process owners during the audit, and all of the statements made at the closing meeting really don't amount to anything official. If something is not recorded in the audit report, it doesn't really count. Remember that it will not only be the people who were audited or were at the closing meeting that will read the audit report. These are also used in management review by people who were not part of the audit. This is why the audit report from, for example, a third-party certification body is so detailed. The report needs to record all the information necessary to detail any corrective actions needed that justify why your company is compliant with the ISO 9001 standard. The audit report needs to be the complete record evidence of all aspects of the audit. In many ways, an audit without a good report is not really an audit. So, what should be an audit report? So, this brings up the question of what makes a good audit report. What needs to be included and what should be eliminated. When looking at this, it is important to remember again that the audit report is the one official report of the audit and therefore must stand on its own. The best practice for audit report content is included in ISO 19011. Guidelines for quality and or environmental management system auditing. This may be overkill for small company and can be reduced if required, but it is a good start when considering that you want to include in your audit reports. Here is a list from ISO 19011 of the 7 items that should be included in an audit report. The first one is audit objective. What was the purpose of the audit? Was this a regular audit of process or a follow-up on corrective actions? All audits are done to demonstrate compliance with the requirements, but was there anything else that was being done? The second one is audit scope. What were the boundaries of the audit? If there is more than one manufacturing line using the process, how many were audited? Was the night shift or evening shift excluded? The third one is audit client. Who was the process owner or owners that the audit was performed for? The fourth one is audit dates and places. It is important to be able to demonstrate the time frame when all of your audits of the system take place. Also, for management review, it might be important to know the chronology of the audits that are being reviewed. The fifth one is audit criteria. What were the processes audited against? For instance, this could be the ISO 9001 standard, internal company procedures and policies or customer requirements. The sixth one is audit findings. What are the results of the evidence found? Some companies discriminated between major findings where there is a systematic failure and minor findings such as 1 or 2 mistakes that were made, but that were not universal. But this is not necessarily the case. Some companies include positive findings and the best practice that can be shared throughout the organization in this section as well. It is important to include the audit evidence for these findings, such as the contract numbers that were reviewed, but leave out the names of people who were audited. The findings are about identifying corrective action, not assigning blame. The seventh one is audit conclusions. What is the summary of the outcome of the audit? Well, there are too many findings to determine if the process was properly implemented. What is the assessment of the effectiveness of the QMS from this audit? For some busy executives who just want a summary of the audit, this might be the one and only thing they read in the report, leaving the details to the process specialists. Additionally, ISO 19011 includes some optional items. The following could be applicable to an internal audit if deemed to be useful. The first one is audit plan. This is the plan of who is auditing, what process and when. For a large audit with multiple auditors, this can be useful. The second one is summary of audit process and obstacles. This is especially important to include if there were some obstacles, such as scheduling for an absent process expert which hindered the audit. The third one is any areas not covered. If you needed to exclude something you intended to cover, like second shift, they should be noted for future reference. The fourth one is disagreement between auditor and auditee. If the process owners does not agree that the audit evidence presented is non-conforming as specified by the auditor, then this should probably be noted in the report. The fifth one is opportunities for improvement. Like positive finding mentioned above, many companies will use recommendations for improvement as a way to document the cases when an auditor has identified something that is non-conforming but could be improved. The sixth one is agreed follow-up plans. If an agreement was made on how to address a non-conformance, recording it in the report can be helpful. An audit report should not include surprises. One final thing to note is that nothing in the report should come as a surprise to the auditees who read it. If information was not presented at the closing meeting, it should not find its way into the audit report. Use your audit report to document what happened in the audit. Make it easy to understand, and you will find that your audit information will benefit your efforts to improve your QMS. So we have now come to the conclusion of this session. You must have any queries or questions on what we have discussed today. We would request you to please put all those questions in the comment section of the video, and we will be really happy answering them. Till we meet next, it's Special Sauce from TNV Academy. Thank you.